Welcome to another video for Ramos and Sons Body Shop. Today we have a couple of calls that we went on with Cam. He had one call in Grand Rapids, and I believe it was going to Grant, Michigan, and then another call in Hart, and that was going to Grant. He ended up using the 50-ton tow truck, which we just recently purchased. This tow truck was used only because our other truck is in the shop getting some maintenance done. The other shop, or tow truck, is a 30-ton truck, and we didn't need this one. It's a little bit overkill, but we had to use it. So this first one is a tractor. It is drivable, only lot drivable, but it needed to get towed out to Grand Rapids. There's quite a bit to towing these vehicles and hooking them up. Obviously, you know, the bigger the trucks are, seems like the more everything costs. But there are things that they have to do to secure the vehicle and make sure that it's hooked up correctly. This particular one, they're going to tow it backwards, so both axles need to come off the ground, and it's not going to be as much as when they have to tow it from the front. So in one of the next vehicle that they tow today, they will be towing it from the front, and the drive shaft has to come off, and also they have to make sure that they either air up the truck or cage the brakes so that the wheels will roll freely. Caging the brakes is merely a term for getting the air out of the system. Basically, that's what it is. So the first video is this tractor. It's a beautiful tractor, and again, we just purchased this 50-ton tow truck that will be taking him out to Grand Rapids. So follow along, and I will give a little more about what he's doing and how he's doing things. You can see he's chained up the front axle so that when he does lift up the rear axle, the front axle doesn't just dangle down. So both axles are being lifted at the same time. So now he's dropped off the first vehicle in Grand Rapids, and he's made his way to his second vehicle, which is a boom truck. It's owned by Trees Company. These are usually pretty heavy trucks, but again, this 50-ton truck is really not what's needed to tow this. It could be towed with, you know, maybe a 16-ton, 20-ton. Usually we would use our 30-ton. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter truck, but it handles these just right. So here, because he is going to tow it from the front, he has to disconnect the link or the drive shaft and get the brakes caged so that the rear tires will roll freely. So he just gets underneath it, lifts it up high enough so he has plenty of room to work. Here just they're showing the drive shaft getting disconnected. So there's quite a bit of work to do to these trucks. And then again, here, you know, he's got these big lights that go to the rear of the vehicle so people can have see our turn signals, backup lights, and brake lights. There's quite a bit to these trucks. The expense is astronomical. It is huge. So, you know, we have to do a lot of tolls to justify owning, operating, and having these trucks. And of course, with fuel prices going up, unfortunately, our prices had to go up as well, and to keep us in business and keep going. But again, this is the second vehicle, and you know, two vehicles like this, depending on distance, can take all day long. In this particular case, I got on the road relatively early this morning. I picked up the first one, and because of the distance that he had to travel, he's got to get back and pick up the second one and go. Meanwhile, Keith was using another medium-duty truck that we have to haul another vehicle. In that particular case, the truck was maybe a little light for the weight of the truck that he was hauling, and but he got it done, and hopefully we'll get our 30-ton truck done soon and be able to utilize both trucks at the same time. But again, I just wanted to show a little video of these big trucks. I think they're pretty cool. There's a lot to them. It takes quite a while to get vehicles hooked up, and carrying these chains, well, that's no lightweight. I've carried a few of them, and they are pretty heavy chains. So again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate your attention if you watched to this point. Thank you, and have a great day.